Was JB Bickerstaff the problem for the Cleveland Cavaliers? I don't necessarily think so now that we see the Cavaliers on the brink of elimination yet again in an early round exit despite a 64-18 record. I think the major problem here with the Cavs is they've got one, too many mouths to feed, as well as not enough depth. I think those two things can be one and the same, but overall, JB Bickerstaff is a head coach that is worthy of top 10 consideration. He had the Cavaliers in the playoffs multiple seasons in a row, and yes, they had some early round exits, but I don't necessarily think he's to blame. Now, of course, he did end up getting the blame with the Cavs. He got fired, but now moving on to the Pistons, he not only tripled their win total from last season to this year, but he also won the first playoff game in Detroit in 17 years. I think these are the signs of a great coach. He just hasn't had the postseason success to match up with the regular season improvement. So with that being said, looking at the Cavs now, yes, they have some injury problems with this series with the Pacers, and they've had a few key players, Darius Garland, DeAndre Hunter, and now maybe Donovan Mitchell missing games. But overall, Kenny Atkinson has not been coaching that well this postseason, and I genuinely think the Cavaliers will lose this series versus the Pacers. They might win Game 5, but they will be bouncing out of the second round of the playoffs. It'll be the fourth year in a row, I believe, that the Cavs have been bounced in the first or second round. They haven't made it to the conference finals since they had LeBron James 7.5 years ago. They haven't made an NBA finals, of course, since LeBron James 7.5 years ago. And the Cavaliers have never made an NBA finals without LeBron James on their team. And to me, that's the problem with Cleveland. They don't have LeBron James anymore. They've never been able to succeed without him in a serious way. Yes, they had some playoff runs in the 90s, but never making it to the finals is a definite concern when you talk about where do you move next as a franchise. You have to find the franchise centerpiece. A lot of people think that that's Donovan Mitchell. He's been playing out of his mind in some of these playoffs games, but I just do not think that he is the franchise piece. I do think that JB Bickerstaff, though, was the coach for this Cavaliers team. To me, he reminds me a lot of Mark Jackson with the Golden State Warriors. You had Mark Jackson step in about 2011, 2012 with a very young Warriors roster with Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Harrison Barnes. And not only did he get them to the playoffs, but he elevated their games to have them ready to play in an NBA Finals instantaneously when Steve Kerr came to town in 2014, the 2015 season. That is where I view JB Bickerstaff right now. I think he is the ultimate player developer. Cade Cunningham took an extra step into his game this year. A lot of other players, especially the role players like Malik Beasley, stepped up into a much greater role and did an excellent job of that. He finished second in the league in three-pointers made. That's where I view JB Bickerstaff and his strengths. Right now, he just has to connect that to actual playoff success, which I do not think is impossible in Detroit. This very young roster is only going to get better, and that's what I'm excited for. Bickerstaff finished second in the league in Coach of the Year. I thought he should have been the Coach of the Year. Who else came even close to tripling their win total in the regular season and having a team that looks like a perennial lottery contender, look like a potential team to win a playoff series? So with that being said, I don't think JB Bickerstaff was the problem in Cleveland. It definitely looks like, one, they're missing a centerpiece, and two, they don't have the depth. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.